Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate it. Tonight we're talking about making friends. So, chill back up in your chair, laid back down on your bed, do whatever it is that you were doing, but just chill because I want to be your friend. And ultimately, I think that by talking about becoming friends, we can become closer to one another. And no, I kind of said it like that to be funny and creepy all at the same time. So, I hope that at some point I've made some stranger out there smile. You know, if I haven't, I guess that's really weird. And I guess at the very least, I'm smiling, so whatever. But yeah, let's talk about making friends. Okay, so here's the thing. I like people. I'm a fan of people. If there's one thing that I've taken from my experiences in life is that we're a flawed species, at best. At our best of times, we're just only flawed. And I laugh because, well, that comes with the whole, condition and observation thing of being alive, so it's really, unavoidable. And so my enjoyment of people, from an early age, in that I'm a pretty social guy. I can talk to people. I enjoy my private space. I'm probably one of the most ardent supporters of having my own personal space, and that sometimes contradicts my social ability index, as it would be at certain times in my life, in terms of the juggling of public and personal life, right? It's important to understand. One thing that I can't ever change, and one thing I think is something that always changes, the act of it itself, is making friends. And I used to be young and I used to hear people talk about getting old and not making friends. And as a young person, I always thought it was kind of weird that old people didn't really have friends, in that it seemed as if people got married, had kids, hung out with their family, an occasional friend. But to say there was any real friendships, from my perspective, as it concerns my parents and their social index, I would say that it's something I didn't see. And it's something that a lot of my peers, because of the working class background and just some parents wanting to not be a part of their child's lives, latchkey parents, and it's just making friends has always been an important part of my life. Good for me in terms of, like, if I hadn't made a friend with some random guy in a line at a dispensary the year my daughter was born, I literally would not be here right now. Like, facts. That random guy turned out to be one of my best friends that I'll ever have. My current roommate, the guy who supports me now while I do whatever I can to try and become something of a success in my life, so that I can pay back financial debts and, be the kind of guy that I have seen in action help another individual as it concerns their goals and their aspirations and stuff. That is the extent of making friends. Um, it's impactful. Like, can you imagine? Again, had I not started talking to this dude, I would have missed out, like, on a friend, on one of my closest friends ever. Like, and I wouldn't have even known. I wouldn't have even known. I would have walked away that day from the R Greenleaf on Corzine I-40 that we were on the grand opening line for, and not even ever known. And what a sad day that would have been for me, especially because I wouldn't have known the kind of impact in a positive way that this man would have on me later on in my life. Making, a Facebook friend, that was, again, kind of one of the first situations I had in my adult life, honestly, where I wanted to make a friend with another dude. And I, like, it's not like in the guy club as being like a straight dude, in that it's just not like a normal thing to go up to a dude and be like, "Yo, what's your number, bro?" Like that's, I don't know. I didn't make the rules. I'm just saying, if some random dude came up to me and asked me for my number, I might take it a certain kind of a way. In that I'm just a stupid straight man, and I'm assuming that everything wants to, bang. Anyways, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. So, there's a way about that, right? And us guys are funny in that we want to make friends, right? But it's, we got to really know you to ask for your number. So like instead we're like, "Yo, are you on Facebook?" Are you on Instagram? Whatever. But back then it was like, "Are you on Facebook?" So we made friends or whatever. And hey, most recently I made friends with my Uber driver, who is now going on a trip with us out of town to do an event for some work on his drone. um I met a friend recently that came and bought some sporting equipment from us, and now we have scheduled plans to play basketball at our local community center. Making friends is hard. Making friends is something that I feel like people my age and younger are more keen on doing, and it's super rare when older people do it. It's so rare when older people do it that it's like not just exemplary, it's like a super outlier, in that I see the difference between my roommate's age and myself and like his peer group or whatever, and how they evaluate and understand our relationship, in that it's kind of real special, in that, you know, like, you go try and making a friend that's 20 years younger than you, that actually works, that you're not attracted to, that is completely plutonic, that is rooted in honesty, that has a fundamentally sound sort of setup so that you can be a better person. Like, that's hard stuff to do. Like, I get it. Anytime I see that sort of setup too, I'm like, hey, good for you guys. Most often I really see it only with like long-term happy married couples, or single people in general, or people like myself, in terms of who like chose to live a different sort of life, in that having a roommate. I mean, I so got over the fact years ago, right, that living with another guy, as a single guy, being two single guys to the outside world, could look gay. And this is funny. But it's sort of like, I've heard this before from our own neighbors. And the thing is that, well, I mean, kind of a compliment. I mean, I like gay people. Don's a good dude. But I mean, I'm not that way, so it's sort of like, yeah, whatever. It's just interesting, right? That people, society, mostly older people, still think like that. In that, if somebody told me that two women lived together that were single, I wouldn't think they were lesbians. Like, that wouldn't be my first, like, "Oh, they must be lesbians." But, like, hey, it's so different. That's what I'm saying, that oftentimes people go to that sort of length to sort of describe what they feel, because it's so different. So different than the conventional, again, marry, get divorced, marry, get divorced, have 5 children from many different spouses. I mean, I don't know. Again, like, I've never been married, right? And when I do get married, I'd only like to get married once. And so, yeah, making friends. What a concept, seriously. And it's different than tagging people or poking people, because we know Facebook brought back the poke option. Who asked for that anyway? Like, I'm not looking for stalkers out there to randomly poke me digitally. I don't want people touching me in real life, much less poking me on the internet. But I'm just saying. So, making friends, and like, I don't know, I've been stretching a lot. I've been doing these sissy squats a lot, right? Because I'm training real hard for this athletic event that I got coming up. And so I'm basically a walking, really, really sore piece of animal meat or something. I don't know. I'm just saying that I'm a real sore guy. And it's a problem, but not really. It feels good. It's just, yeah. I can't really stretch or anything too quickly, otherwise it hurts. But yeah, making friends, right? It's just one of those things. I mean, I think half the reason I make these videos and stuff, right, is to um hopefully make some friends, or to have a place where my friends can come and watch what I do for a living and laugh at me because I'm not doing the same things they're doing on purpose. You know what I mean? But what I'm doing now pays absolutely nothing and may not have a future, so there's me gambling away with my own self. I'm very anti-gambling, but you give me the opportunity to do it with me, and hey, let's roll. So, hey, I hope that you guys have a really, really good night. Thank you so much for your time. Do yourself a favor, get out of your comfort zone, go out there and make a friend, so that like you're an exceptional person, like my roommate is example in this situation, so that you're not middle-aged and looking at people 20, 30 years older than you like, what is wrong with you? In that, like, how do you not know how to be friends or just be a good person, when in fact I've had to actually had the luxury and experience of having met that one person within that group that is a decent guy, in terms of just like the ability to like talk to or just have things in common and so forth and to progress forward, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess the only thing that divides this apartment right now is the new season of MasterChef's Generations. And I'm loving it, honestly, because nothing divides this house except for stupid entertainment that comes from Gordon Ramsay in his new season of MasterChef Generations. Obviously, you guys know where I'm going with this. Go millennials, and boo to the boomers, the Xers, and the Zers. Yeah, it's on Fox. Watch it. I don't know. Watch the show yourself. If you think you're that cool, watch it yourself. Because I know this millennial and that Xer out there is watching it, and we're both respectively rooting for our generations. Whatever. Leave it up to Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay's a clever guy. So I hope that you guys have a really good night, and thank you again for watching the channel. I really, really appreciate y'all.